Good evening. I bet you didn't think you were going to be playing with rocks tonight. Not only are the words significant, but so are the rocks. A rock is made of a combination of two or more different minerals. They come in infinite sizes, shapes, colors, weights, textures, and strengths. And interestingly, rocks change. Maybe you know some rocks that need changing? Together, these rocks form mountains. So who knew we shared characteristics with rocks? Welcome to a wonderful evening of networking, learning, and fun. Welcome to those of you who are upstairs. We have a huge crowd tonight. And welcome to those of you who are upstairs listening and watching via the telecast. I am Heidi Joseph, and I'm one of the members of the organizing committee that runs Community Works. We have a terrific committee of outstanding volunteers that have been working tirelessly since September to make tonight happen. Our committee comes up with useful, interesting workshop topics, or so we hope, selects workshop leaders who are experts in their field, coordinates online registration and check-in. We do all the PR, marketing, and social media. We provide you with materials and then manage all the logistics of making tonight happen. I don't know how many volunteers are down here because I think they're still registering, but if you're here, we'd like to give you a little hand of applause. If this sounds interesting to you, we invite you to be part of this next year. You're not obligated to every meeting, just come. We're always happy to have you. All right, everyone look at your name tag. The letter on your name tag corresponds to the workshops that you selected. Please attend the workshops in the order indicated on your name tag. The workshops are full and the seats have been accounted for. So if you forget to go where you're going, remember, just look at your name tag, okay? From here, when we're done here, you'll leave through the rear. You'll walk back one flight where we checked in, and you'll pick up your dinners. There are 4 choices for dinner tonight. They're box dinners. There's chicken, turkey, shrimp, and vegetarian choices. And if there's any special needs, come find me. Please bring your dinner to your first workshop. We've allocated some time for you to eat before the workshops begin, and we would like to do another networking exercise with you at the beginning of the workshop. People make amazing connections at Community Works. There are people in your room that can help you. They're going through what you're going through. They have similar interests to you. After all, they signed up for the same workshop. And don't let this opportunity pass you by. After the first workshop, there'll be a 15-minute break. It's for coffee, tea, water, fruit, and cookies. The snacks are located in 2 places. The first place is where you pick up your dinner, 1 flight up. And the second is on the 200 level. So all the rooms that start with 200, that's where the snacks will be. This building, it's beautiful. It's a little tricky. And we've tried to make it easier by placing signs throughout the building to assist you. There's lots of arrows, lots of signs for women's rooms, men's rooms, and a couple of the odd rooms that are a little bit harder to find, and they're not in the main area. Since there's only 1 elevator in the building that goes to all the floors, if you can walk the steps, please do, and leave the elevator for those that cannot. The restrooms are on every floor except the one where we checked in. There's no restrooms 1 level up. Your folders contain lots of information, including a map, a list of all the workshop leaders and the room assignments, and a list of everybody who's here tonight who registered in advance. For your room assignments, remember, check your name tags. All workshops begin and end on time, and our conference ends at 9:15. Your suggestions from last year's conference shaped this conference. Your feedback is critical. Please hand in your evaluations. You'll have an opportunity after each workshop to evaluate that particular workshop, and hand it to the person who's introducing the workshop leader. We also have an evaluation for the entire conference, which should be handed in at the second workshop. We ask that you please silence your cell phones. Did we find the owner of the missing cell phone? If someone has lost their cell phone, I have it. So, okay. All right, so please silence your cell phones if you haven't already done so, and enjoy the evening phone-free. We'd like to thank the Rotary Club of Princeton for being such a supportive partner for us and for their part in making this a terrific conference, and to Princeton University, who continues to be incredible. The venue is great. The people who have partnered with us to make tonight happen, Erin Metro, Sally Buchanan, and Brenda Wood, and their colleagues, are priceless, and we thank you. While we're thanking people, let's give a hand to the 32 workshop leaders who volunteered their time tonight and to be here to lead us in the 41 amazing sessions. Okay, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce my good friend and founder of Community Works, Marge Smith. Oh, okay, I'm not going to say all the nice things about her that I promised her I would say.
Okay, welcome. Welcome. It is so great to be surrounded by people who care and care about making a difference. Our committee has a lot of fun creating Network Rocks. In your folder, we have included other suggestions for using stones as a way to connect and appreciate others. Our actions and thoughts do have a ripple effect. One group recently put word stones along a trail and families kept finding them. In Seattle, some art groups put beautiful painted rocks in random places, and in so doing, created unexpected joy for people. And a woman in one of my classes created a bowl of inspirational words and rocks for one of her friends who was having a hard time. And every day, she encouraged the woman to take out a stone and focus on that for her day. We know the words on these stones can and do impact who we are and what we do. In fact, studies about happiness out of University of Pennsylvania suggest that the following 5 factors influence happiness. 1, positive emotions and pleasure. 2, achievement. 3, relationships. 4, engagement. And 5, meaning. All the above factors can be part of being involved in nonprofits and our volunteer work. It seems to me that nonprofit environment can be the arena where individuals experience moments of happiness and positivity, our missions, visions, and the work itself gives us opportunities for meaning, engagement, building relationship, and achieving something greater than ourselves. Your folder contains 2 handouts to assess your organization. One is called 10 Stepping Stones for an Effective Organization, and the other, for a while we thought this conference was going to be about a healthy and fit organization, so we created something called Healthy Nonprofits, a checkup list. In this, you can assess different aspects of your organization, from strong to call 911. 2 weeks ago, I asked the Community Works Planning Committee to select from my random assortment of pictures which would reflect our vision for you tonight. I thought I would share a few of them. Some of these pictures may even have Scotch tape on them, but I wanted to use the ones the committee selected. So 1, we want this to be the greatest show on earth. I know you may laugh, but the truth is what individuals in this room and our organizations are doing every day to alleviate poverty, improve education, nourish the arts, you name it, This room is filled with amazing acts and truly is the greatest show on earth. We encourage you at every opportunity to sit next to someone you don't know and be an audience for what they are doing and applaud their efforts. Ordinary people are doing extraordinary things, and you are all in this room tonight. Second, the orchestra demonstrates our vision is to make beautiful music together and play in harmony. Wouldn't that be nice? Each of us can play a part in helping community work. We do not need to play all the instruments. We do need to play our part well. Listen to what others are doing so we can appreciate and work in harmony. People are counting on nonprofits to deliver their services. If there is discord, everyone pays the price. We are grateful that so many of you came tonight and want to play your parts even better. Third, carrying the load together makes it easier. We know this is true. However, we do not know what other loads individuals are carrying. By building connections and awareness, we have the potential to lighten each other's loads. Sometimes, as a way of networking, I have people say, this is something I have to offer, and this is something I need. Inevitably, when people share, the burdens become lighter, and we can accomplish more. 5, our vision is experienced, courageous people reaching new heights. Oh, nope, that's not it. You have to wait. I'm keeping you in suspense. Or maybe I can't count. Okay, I love this picture. It's about a brain blast. We want you to leave here with a brain blast of ideas on how you can make your organizations more effective. Okay, now you get to see our vision is experienced, courageous people reaching new heights. You might not see yourself in that picture, but that's you. But hopefully by attending these workshops, you will leave with skills that will enable you to reach new heights and move forward together. 6, we hope the evening will be one that will connect you with others in a safe, secure environment so you will be ready to fly. People have told us that in the past they have found jobs through Community Works, board members, volunteers, executive directors, and kindred spirits. There is no greater gift than a human being. May you find connections this evening. Finally, we want you to feel like this penguin, inspired and ready to take off and with the skills to do it. Thank you for coming. It is my great pleasure now to introduce Dr. D.A. Graham. He brings an interesting background that has enabled him to grasp the importance of improving skills in areas of nonviolent communication, cross-culture communication, and creative problem solving. D.A., in addition to receiving a PhD and a Master in Divinity, D.A. Graham brings experience as a hospital corpsman participating in Operation Desert Storm, and 5 years as a Navy chaplain participating in Operation Iraqi Freedom. In addition, he has served as ombudsperson for Princeton University and San Diego University. Currently, he is founding and principal managed consultant for DNA Consulting and founder of the New Jersey Intergroup Dialogue Coalition. DA believes we need to connect with what is alive in the other, with empathy and compassion. His life work demonstrates his commitment. When I called to talk to him about what he was going to say tonight, and you probably won't believe this, but do you know what he said? I'm going to talk about the ripple effect. So I think this is meant to be. Welcome, D.A. Graham.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. I should get out of the way. One of the things you should know about me, I can't stand those things. As a preacher in seminary, I was told that I had to stand behind it in order to deliver my sermons properly, which is probably why I got out of the church. It is indeed a pleasure to be here with you tonight. I always tell people that I'm just a little black boy from L.A., Lower Alabama. You know, having the opportunity to work with Marge, and I would like to thank Liz for introducing me to Community Works. Liz has been a really good friend over the years since I moved here from California. I did move here from San Diego, by the way. So it is indeed a pleasure to be with you tonight. I won't take up much of your time because I realize I am not why you're here. So I just want to be brief and move on. So let me ask you a question. When was the last time somebody threw a rock at you? Don't raise your hand. I was flying back to San Diego one day, and there was a homeless man, and he had one of the most creative signs I have ever seen in my life. And he held this sign up, and he was right there at the corner at a light. And on this sign, he says, "I bet you can't hit me with a quarter." And I said, "Let me see if I can try." There was another instance where there was a young man panhandling. I was in Atlanta, Georgia at the time. And he said to me, "Sir, could you help me out? Could you give me some money?" And if you know Atlanta in the early or late 90s, there was a lot of panhandling going on, a lot of things happening in Atlanta after the Olympics or even before the Olympics. Because before the Olympics in 96, they swept all the homeless up and put them all out in the country. So when people arrived, it's like, oh, there's no homeless. And then when the Olympics were over, they actually brought them back. So this young man said to me, I really would like some money, sir. And I said, okay, I understand. Now, normally you get these stories of my family is stuck on the interstate. We ran out of gas. Anybody heard that story before? Right. Mm-hmm. So he said, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I want to buy some drugs. I was like, you know what? Here you go, man. This is just for being honest. Now, Denise is sitting up here on the front row. I'm not going to tell you how I know her. But Denise is good people. Great to see you. Thanks for coming tonight. Why do I say that? What is the point of those stories? Because a lot of times what we do, right, that small change that we enact in someone's life can have an effect on not only that person, but other people down the road. I want you to watch something. Now, here's something else. I was in New York, so my office is in New York City, so I commute back and forth. And so I was at the train station. Anybody ever been at that pizza place at the train station? Right there next to the Krispy Kreme, right? Yeah, you hungry, you waiting for NJT? It was like, oh man, that pizza looks great right now. I really would love the Krispy Kreme, but I'm gonna leave it for tomorrow. So I'm in there, I buy 2 slices of pizza because I'm really hungry, right? So at the end of the day, young lady walks in and says, could you help me get something to eat? So did I reach in my pocket, sir?
No, you bought it and handed it to her.
No. Actually, I had 2 pieces of pizza on the table. So I slid one over to her, and she looked at me and said, I don't want that. I was like, well, you don't want any food then. You obviously want something else, right? So one of the things that's important to me is that we recognize the difference between ripple effects and what I like to call domino effects. Can you go to the next slide? My clicker's not working. So it always starts with one, though, right? This is the domino effect, right? Where we have one begins and the rest tumble behind it, right? Or so we have one chain of events that cause another chain of events that causes another chain of events. I like to call it destiny, right? Anybody ever seen the movie Mr. Destiny? That's okay. You can go home and Netflix it and chill. Some of you guys will get that, some of you won't. All the young people's like, ooh. Whenever you see a movie where they're taking the main character back to see what their life would be like had they done something different, that's a domino effect, right?